What do you do when life throws one of the biggest L's that you have ever gotten? Now, I mean one of those big time losses where it just absolutely shakes you to the core. What do you do when you're a faithful spouse and the person that you've been married to for so long decides that they don't love you anymore and they want to leave? What do you do when you've been a faithful and good steward on the job that you've been at for the last 20 years and they decide they want to fire you? What do you do when you've been praying for this loved one for their health to get better, but instead they die? What do you do? There's a story in Second Samuel about King David when his son dies. The little boy, because he's just a baby boy, he gets sick, and he's just begging God, Lord, please don't let my child die. Please don't let my child die. But the little boy dies anyway. But David did something that I thought was strange at the time. I don't think it's strange anymore. The Bible says that he got up, he cleaned himself up, he ate something, and he kept on living his life. And shortly after that, him and his wife got pregnant again, and they gave birth to one of the wisest men ever known to man, King Solomon. I heard Bishop Dale Bruner once say that from our greatest pains comes our greatest wisdoms. You won't be able to fully see the lesson behind what God has for you. You won't be able to see the knowledge that He has for you if you stop living your life. So turn those why gods into, okay, God, what do you want me to learn from this? Instead of asking God, why did you let this happen? Turn it over to, okay, God, what do you want me to learn? What's the lesson in all this? And not only that, I heard when me and Martina, my wife, when we lost our daughter Hannah, I had heard a sermon by Bishop Jakes. It was just what I needed. I heard him say, if you can't get past the pain, outlive it. If you can't get past the pain, outlive it. Keep making the choice to be a good husband, to keep being a good spouse, to keep being a good teacher, a good parent, a good coworker. Keep making that choice to keep getting past the pain, to keep outliving that pain. And that's one thing that stuck with me that entire time. So again, you won't see the wisdom behind it if you make the choice to stop living your life. Do like David did. Get up, keep living your life. The Bible didn't say anything about how he felt during that time. It just basically said what he did. Me personally, I feel like David was still distraught about it, but he had to keep living his life. And one thing I will tell you is this: those negative emotions that you feel will eventually turn over into positive emotions. But first, you have to allow God to heal your heart in order for you to get to that state. Yeah, you may be mad that they fired you, but the more you walk with Christ, the more He'll show you that, hey, I took you out of a bad environment. I'm sending you to an even better job. Yeah, you may be mad that this person broke your heart, but you're going to realize that God basically took someone who was not good for you out of your life. And yes, you may be absolutely heartbroken that this person is dead and gone. But the more and more you allow Christ to minister to your heart, the more and more those tears of pain will turn into tears of joy. Because instead of reminiscing on the bad things that happened leading up to their death, you're going to focus more on the good times that you had with them before they passed and left this earth. Again, I may not fully understand why God allowed me and my wife to lose our daughter, but one thing I've learned from that is this: I'm now able to minister to someone who's at where I used to be from that pain that I felt. And from that knowledge, from that wisdom that I gained from that pain, I'm able to minister to someone who's at where I was. So if this is for you, eventually you're going to get better. And when you do, take what you learn and go minister to someone else. But first, before you get there, you have to keep living your life. And in the meantime, ask God, what do you want me to learn from this? And allow Him to minister to your heart and heal you. So that way you can be a benefit and an asset to someone else.